To all lunatics who still edit in After Effects, this plugin is for you. Jake from Jake in Motion, he's brought Premiere into After Effects. We're going to see what we think of it.
This is Railcut. It's a tool I've built that brings a real track-based editing timeline to After Effects. You can drag assets from the project panel directly onto the timeline. Use a variety of methods for editing. You'll see accurate clipped thumbnails and audio waveforms, complete with the keyframe editability that you're used to.
We're going to get it. We've got some very nice extensive documentation as well. Let's dig in. I have brought in just some video, and then I've got the Railcut extension here. It's taken the two video layers I've got here. It's migrated over the markers. It's got this very responsive, intuitive. I have a 240 Hz screen. This is running at the full native frame rate. So that's a good plus, mate. If you zoom out, here you will see the entire footage, but that will be the length of your composition. So what are we at, 210? So that'll be, yeah, 210 there. So I can't go beyond that. It's longer because the footage you've brought in it goes beyond. So that's interesting. Another thing I've noticed is the resolution of the audio waveform is limited to the width of the clip. So if I go here and I make a cut, the resolution of this clip is now over a much smaller period, so you can see a lot more detail in the audio there. So, you know, for most people, they're not going to have a 15-minute continuous clip. Keyboard shortcuts. You can go here with the spanner, keyboard shortcuts. You see your little things here. I've changed mine. Was it zoom in, out, and then add edit. I've made add edit 4. That's just the way I work. Watch this other video that I've made before on editing shortcuts, and then you can do what I'm doing. That's pretty good. You can see how the resolution changes of the audio, and the fact that you can just get these thumbnails that render at the start of each clip. That's pretty rad. That's pretty good. Playback caveats. In terms of playback, this is the first thing I ran into. When I press play,
sexism implies that
it just goes back to the comp. Let's see if I have them in parallel, maybe it'll be all right.
they also aim to provide a moral.
So that's interesting. I think Jake is already pushing the envelope as much as he can. If I made the composition down here, it'd be just tiny, so we're not bothered by it, and then we'll just keep it like that.
Separate changing. Separate change.
That's nice. Pre-recording, I was testing this, and it was just snapping, and I wasn't sure what to do.
Sexism implies that an unfair
so I can't
power
just
dynamic
click,
or a belief that one gender is superior to the other, but it's like an
so it is a little bit meh. Maybe I need to keep this in view.
Sexism implies
You press space and it goes from one panel, press space again, then it plays the other panel, plays the other panel. If caching, play cast frames. Let's disable that. I think that will fix this. When stopping,
for both genders. Okay, so even if you look at just what.
Okay, cool. But what about heavy projects? Let's go to a more complicated project to see how things look there. Let me choose this comp, and then that'll come up here. As you can see, it's pretty fast. You know, by this point, you probably wouldn't be in Railcut because you've gotten in quite deep with what you're doing and the effects and stuff that you've added, so it won't be as responsive, as you can see. It's worth getting if you edit often in After Effects, like a first pass. Because that's what it's for, isn't it? It's for the first pass. It's for getting the rough cut into place. Once you're happy with the flow and everything, then you can switch over to the other panel where you do all of your actual After Effects work. Jake did say this is not a Premiere or editing replacement. This is just like a massive assist for the lunatics who use After Effects to edit natively. Because y'all are crazy. But I understand why it happens. Like, you want to make some fancy edit and you can't be bothered with the round trip from Premiere or DaVinci or whatever. But this is cool. It seems like if I just want to edit like 1 minute of stuff, I can just, like that.
Power done.
I can hover over like this, and as I'm holding it, I can just press my keys. Testing the tools. We've been told that there are some other tools like pressing A. You can move everything at once. That is pretty sick. I wonder if it works for multiple tracks. Nice. Shift A just selects a single track. If I want to move this to here, nope, that doesn't work. There's a shortcut, I think Control Alt as you're dragging, it can swap the clips around. That doesn't work. Let's try the slip tool. Oh, very nice. Keeps the audio waveform. That's really sick. Instant feedback. If you want to do this rolling edit thing, this is cool. This is nice, good. But if it's got a video track and you want to do that, it goes the wrong way. The audio starts growing from the back end. You want the audio to be growing at the front here, growing like this. For example, here, I just want that extra little word there. Now I know how much to do. But if I do it from this end, it doesn't grow that way. It grows the other way. That's a bug, I would say. Let's check out the pen tool. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that here and raise this up. You can do ease out. I mean, it works. These handles work just fine. And that can go all the way to 0. Can move the keyframe over, give it an ease in. So give it an in handle.
Just widely accepted.
You don't seem to have any other options. There's only opacity. Opacity and volume. Click it and down it goes. Yeah, it's good, man. Okay, so now I can use N, the rolling edit tool, which is something I can do to move the cut. DaVinci, this is just end of the cut, start of the next cut, or move the cut itself. Whereas in Premiere and here, we have to press N to choose the rolling edit tool so we can then move the cut, which is fine. Adding captions. The traditional method is watch it, Control-Shift-D, Control-Shift-D, Control, and you can see how high that starts getting already. Whereas in Railcut, you just use it like an editor. Now, if I want to add some captions.
Well, sexism implies that.
Sexism implies that. So that's here. If I click here, I can bang. Oh, pretty good.
Well, sexism implies.
So you can't hold control as you're scrubbing there. Whereas in the timeline panel, you can by holding control.
Sexism.
So sexism, and then, oh no, I'll highlight that, nice. That will cut wherever you are. So as long as you highlight the track, that would be good. You can lock things and you can mute solo. It's pretty neat, man. Okay, so you can just double click it. Amazing. And, oh, okay, so the little enter on the right of the keyboard, that should press OK, because in After Effects does that, whereas the normal enter breaks line. Okay, Control Enter does work though. Digging deeper. What can you do here when you do a right click? Okay, and I'm sure that translates. Yeah, that's translated. That's green at the bottom now. This is pretty well thought out, man. If I do Shift E, yeah, that works. Right. So you click it, it won't select it here. You still have to go down here and select it properly. There doesn't seem to be like a selection sync. I'm really like wishing that I can just select them here and then they get chosen there. I think that's an obvious quality of life update. That would be great. You can do things here like show video keyframes. In Premiere, you have video keyframes and audio keyframes. I wouldn't combine that. I would keep that separate here. Selection follows Playhead. Wherever you're editing, it will highlight it. It's not highlighting the first track because it's not highlighted here. So if I unticked that, then it will just highlight the video track. What I really like, but I can just go here and I'm not snapped to different things unless I want to be snapped. You hold Shift for that. Pretty good. If we were to bring something in, okay, nice. We can label that something and it immediately labels there, as you can see. You can do right click, fit to frame. That's cool. I think we should have fill to frame as well. If we mismatch the frame, and then I have to right click, fit to frame. Fit to frame, look at that. So no, that's wrong. We shouldn't have that. Fit to comp, I guess that's why. It's just pulled that one. Yeah, we don't want that. Fit to comp width or fit to comp height. I would never use fit to comp. That's just a mistake. That's just a bug. Some more issues. Sometimes you want to choose which part of the clip you want to keep. Usually double click it and then find, okay, what's good? Okay, maybe that part. And then you'd slide the thing over. You can see in the panel down there, it's sliding it over in a way that you've chosen. Yeah, you can't double click that. If you double click that, nothing happens. So that's something to look at. Because look, we're so close to feeling like we're in Premiere that these are small things that would elevate it. But for a 1.0, very polished. Renaming is nice. You can do that here. It would be great to be able to press enter, as currently that does nothing. Down here it does something. You can rename the layer right there. That would be good up here. But it's good that it's right here. And if you change it here, it will update down there. What else is there? Locking. So you lock this. Cool. You can't move it. Nice. Right click, lock. Okay, it will lock that one layer. If I lock the whole track, it will lock everything on this track. There's no indication here that both have locked. You lock the top one and then they both lock. Whereas if I do the bottom one, I can still move the video layer. In editors, these would then break because the video and the audio are separate components. So I think what should happen is when you press the lock icon, they should both lock and there should be some kind of chain link icon in the middle saying hovering over to like unlink or split tracks or split audio video. If I go here and I duplicate to one of those, I'll go here. Now they're separate. Video and audio are separate. Yeah, move it down. Can you make new audio tracks? Add track below. Okay, nice. That's good. Because if I wanted to move it, the Alt hotkey, Alt up or down to move clips around doesn't work for audio. You can't move it up and down. Can't move that up and down. Oh, okay. So it kind of works sometimes and it doesn't work other times. So much to think about. Markers. Markers. Okay, marker works here, but I know the After Effects hotkey for that is asterisk. So if I go here, for example, I press it, nothing happens. But if I go here, okay, so M is doing nothing. You'd usually like expect some kind of marker to appear at that point in the timeline. If I do Shift 6, 7, 8, which is usually like composition, create composition 6, 7, 8, this is a hotkey as well. You can't do that in here. So marker hotkeys could be translated over. That'd be cool. It's nice that you can play with the range here and this marker here. That's cool. However, the behavior here is like this, placement and duration. Whereas here, it's just left and right. Last 2 points. What you usually do is like, say you've got a part of your edit that you, just a region of your edit that you want to put in the work area to export only. In here, you would, I don't know what the hotkey is in After Effects. What's the thing where you just do that and do that? In Premiere, that's just /. But here, I can't do that. You know, over here, you've got all this blank space. Maybe put some kind of feedback that which tool you've just selected. Because I hit Y in Premiere, I think in DaVinci as well, your cursor changes depending on what tool you're using. But here you don't. You don't get any feedback. Just showing your current tool, actually. Just showing your current tool, that would be actually perfect. Closing thoughts. I mean, first impressions are, it's quite smooth, quite nice. There's like small caveats to be able to use it. Like the timeline panel has to be visible all the time. Otherwise, After Effects will not play ball in terms of playback, which is okay. I mean, you could just hide it in some area that you don't care about.
Mutual, so they apply.
And it'll just be hidden down the side. As long as it's on the screen somewhere, you'll be able to edit with this panel, which is cool. But really good start. I think it's a really good V1. Really impressed. It just removes a bit of the friction, just saves you those steps. Maybe you could just do it all in After Effects. Premiere's probably still faster. If you're comfortable with Premiere, if you're already doing stuff there and then you want to go over, then fine. Say you've made your edits and you've migrated it to After Effects, and then as you're watching it through, like, actually, there's a little change here, there's a little cut here, then it's really easy to use this to just make those little refinements. So either you're the guy who always edits in After Effects, this is genuinely game-changing for you, or you bring in your edits via dynamic link. Maybe I just want to do a little fix here, a little fix there, instead of pressing undo in Premiere, making the changes and then replacing it with After Effects. So this is good, man. Impressive. Impressive. And the price is right. The value for money is ridiculous. Very nicely done, Jake. All right.